faculty, and my fellow underclassmen. Last Sunday, we celebrated our 9th grade Cardigan brothers' graduation. We are proud of them, and we will miss them, but today is a day to celebrate the end of the year for us, the underclassmen. I hope that everyone had a great year. It has been exciting, and each day has been filled with new opportunities. We, the students, have had the opportunity to participate in a wide range of activities as a school this year. Ski Holiday, Mountain Day, and Headmasters Day, just to name a few. Just recently, we had Headmasters Day and a Community Service Day, which reminded us of the importance of giving back to the greater community. Extracurricular activities such as Glee Club, Ensemble, Model UN, Math Team, our biannual theatrical production, and weekend community service experiences kept many of us busy in our free time. In addition to these extracurricular activities, we each grew in all other aspects of our Cardigan lives. In classes, we were challenged academically and encouraged to do our best. In the most recent term, there were 96 students who made either effort or achievement honor roll, or both. During athletics, we learned new skills and were taught the importance of sportsmanship. Throughout the year, all of the grades went on their own unique field trips. The 6th grade went on a 3-day camping trip to Camp Chewonki, say that 5 times fast. The 7th grade went on local hikes to trails and mountains. And the 8th graders had the opportunity to visit the Wright Museum, a fascinating World War II museum. During all of these experiences, both on and off campus, we learned about ourselves and each other. We learned how to work hard, try our best, help each other out, incorporate the core values into our lives, and perhaps the most important thing we learned was that New Hampshire winters can be very cold and they can stay long past their welcome. Just ask anyone who did Polar Bear. And now, I would like to introduce Mr. Nowak with the Dorm Citizenship Awards.
The Dorm Citizenship Award recognizes students who, in the eyes of their fellow residents, have been the most positive, kind, and helpful citizen throughout the year in their respective dorms. For Banks, Matthew Hong. For Brewster 1, Jose Moreno. For Clark Morgan, Stephen Song. Not here to receive his award, but we can give a round of applause for the Dewar recipient, Mateo Copel. And also not here to receive his recognition from Franklin Adrian Escobar. From French 1, Leopold Dorillas.
From French 2, Henry Sterrett. From Greenwood, Donnie Cahill. From Hayward 1, Sam Harris. Hayward 2, Tommy Lee. From Hinman 2, Julian Popovich. From McCusker 1, Tony Karandi. And from McCusker 2, Jimmy Wu.
This Community Service Award is named after a very special member of our community who passed last week. Mr. Dudley Clark gave over 40 years of his life to educating these boys. And not only educating the boys, the one thing I learned from Mr. Clark in my earlier years is that serving others is something like a skill that we want to teach these boys. Like we teach them how to work out a formula in math, or how we teach them how to shoot a shot in hockey or soccer. It's a skill that you got to practice, boys, and it's a skill that you always have to keep practicing. I didn't realize that till I was about 26 years old and I met Mr. Clark, and he instilled those values on me, not by telling me them, but by modeling them. And I'm forever grateful that I got to work with Mr. Clark and he shared those wonderful skills with me. Maxton alluded to as he opened his speech that these extracurricular and these service activities are done on the boys' free time. They find time in their busy, busy days to serve others. And I hope you guys find some time, and I challenge you this summer to do the same. The award this year goes to an 8th grade boy who 21 times this year, he took time out of his free time to serve others. And I got to serve alongside him many times. He always did it with a smile on his face, and a lot of his classmates kind of followed along that. And it gives me a great honor to give this award to Min Jun Kim.
So we're calling this year's art award the Rising Artist Award. And this is an award that goes to a student who is relentless in his pursuit of art. His thirst, it continually grows in the way that he applies it, and his artistic skill and knowledge to the theoretical concepts in both visual and digital art is admirable. His commitment to art and the creative process, in equal measure with other academic subjects, is inspiring. His understanding of the value that art brings to our day-to-day lives is why Maxon Elku is our Rising Artist of the Year.
Good afternoon. Each year, the Cardigan Mountain School Music Department has the honor of recognizing a student whose hard work and dedication to music at Cardigan is demonstrated not only in individual musical development and achievement, but in the effect his presence at Cardigan has on his peers. This year, defining a single outstanding underclassman in the music department was particularly difficult given the number of students who have demonstrated superlative musicianship and leadership within the department throughout the year. However, after much careful consideration, we will be recognizing a student who has demonstrated superior achievement as a soloist and as a vocalist, and leadership throughout the ensembles in which he participates, and hope that he will continue to show his leadership next year within the music department. Congratulations to outstanding underclassman, Harry Yuan.
The Golden Hammer Award is presented once a year to honor a student who demonstrates excellence in design, engineering, and construction, and goes on to produce creative and innovative projects that showcase strength, versatility, beauty, and attention to detail. The project he selects and builds does not have to be elaborate or complicated. It should showcase a variety of skills that the student had to learn and master through diligence and a daily commitment to improving. Designing and constructing a woodworking project is a valuable process, one that will be used for the rest of a student's life. Imagine an objective or a specific outcome, and then figure out the steps required to get there. It's a tough selection for me to come up with the Golden Hammer Award recipient because there are so many creative projects that get done by all of you guys. This year's recipient was a student who came in. He was always the first one to arrive and the last one to leave. Several of his classes were around the morning cookie break, and he often skipped the break or stayed beyond the period and missed his cookie break in order to work on his project. There were several things he worked on. He spent a lot of time on the lathe, and he definitely made the best baseball bat that Cardigan Mountain has ever seen. This year's recipient of the Golden Hammer Award is Ryan McGinnis.
Between the two theatrical productions this year, Caesar in Our Time and Podunk, we had nearly 50 students participate, and 24 of you were underclassmen. Being in a show is a leadership opportunity. It takes courage and initiative to show up. It asks of you to bring a positive attitude to every rehearsal and requires some sacrifice of your time and energy in an already busy day. For some, they become passionate about their role in the performance. They glow with the intense enthusiasm to create a character and build an imaginary world for an audience to enjoy, which always entails a bit of suffering because to realize your vision, you can be elusive, and a bit of suffering because you realize your vision can be elusive and is never easy. But the journey is full of thrills and discoveries, and the accomplishment rewarding. For his passionate work on his role as Mark Antony in Caesar in Our Time, and his role as a producer in Scene 10 of Podunk, The Fall of the House of Usher, we recognize Jerry Wang for this year's Drama Award.
James Marion worked here at Cardigan as the athletic director, a teacher, a coach, and a mentor to everyone in our community for over 47 years. He was the kind of person we hope for all of our boys to grow up to be, as he was always looking to help the other fellow first. Coach Marion always had a smile, an encouraging word, a steadfast presence of integrity, work ethic, and dedication to his family, his friends, and the school. The plaque in the Marion Athletic Center reads, the James N. Marion Sportsmanship Award, awarded to the student athlete in each grade for their enduring athletic sportsmanship, who in the eyes of the entire coaching staff best embodies the true spirit of the Cardigan Mountain School athletic program. The 2018 James N. Marion Sportsmanship Award for 6th grade goes to Charles Goodyear. The 2018 James N. Marion Sportsmanship Award for 7th grade goes to Diego Escalante. And last, the 2018 James N. Marion Sportsmanship Award for the 8th grade goes to Sam Harris.
The Edward Barney Prize is a prize that is awarded annually to a member of the student body who has, in a writing competition, has produced the most creative, interesting story based on a writing prompt. The Barney Award yearly has been a competition that as students have been enjoying. This year we had close to 100 students participate voluntarily in this writing competition. The students write their story, they have an hour to write, and then their piece is critiqued and judged by an independent judging group, not members of the English department, and then the best student piece of work is selected. This year, the award goes to Trey On.
The Scholastics Awards are given to those boys in a discipline who have exceeded their teachers' expectations. It's true, they earn high marks. However, the boys' strong work ethic and steadfast commitment to learning are the reasons for their academic success. It's the students' effort and habits of learning that we're here today to celebrate. The teachers labored over which student to pick for their grade level and department award. All of the students here today deserve praise for their many accomplishments as students at Cardigan Mountain School. Before today's recipients are called to the stage, please join me in giving all Cardigan boys, no, all Cardigan scholars, a well-deserved round of applause.
In grade 6, for STEM, Ben Ely. For humanities, Charles Goodyear. For grade 7, in English, Diego Escalante. For mathematics, Figo Wong. For history, Kenny Chen. For science, Franklin Chow. For world language, Matias Martinez. For English as a second language, Justin Lee. And for peaks, Jordan Yuan. In grade 8, for English, Maxon Elku. For mathematics, Alan He. For history, Birkin Silich. For science, Stephen Song. For world language, Jose Moreno. For English as a second language, Jimmy Wu. And for peaks, Henry Sterrett.
The Outstanding Underclassmen Prize was an award given by the class of 1977, and it is presented each year to the most outstanding underclassmen who, in the eyes of the current senior class, best exemplifies the qualities of honesty, sportsmanship, and friendship. This year's Outstanding Underclassmen Prize goes to Sam Harris.
I want to congratulate those of you who were recognized today and all of our students for a truly remarkable year. Cardigan prides itself in meeting boys where they are and moving them forward to be their best in every way. All of you have made great strides this year, and I'm proud of the progress that I've witnessed, and I know that our faculty feels the same. To finish up the ceremony today, I want to share a couple of thoughts and remind us all to remember the work that we've done together over the last few days. This work will be the building block of our time together next year and beyond. I'm so pleased with your participation and openness and look forward to continuing to build community together next fall when you return. In his book, Black Box Thinking, Matthew Syed calls for a redefinition of failure. Failure, according to Syed, shouldn't be shameful and stigmatizing. Instead, he shows through numerous real-world examples that failure can be exciting and enlightening, an essential ingredient in any recipe for success. This may come as a surprise to many of you who are sitting here today. Failure? Exciting? Enlightening? Not according to my parents, right? How many of you remember getting excited over an F? Keep the hands down, boys. Well, I think Syed's point is not so much about failing a test or class, although I'm sure there are important lessons to be learned from that too. Rather, he emphasizes, and here's the connection with our work here at Cardigan, that real success is the residue and the result of struggle and overcoming obstacles, of solving problems with the tools and resources at your disposal, and often using your creativity and ingenuity to discover some tools and resources that you didn't even realize were available to you. Real success often emerges out of simply not giving up. Creativity is, in many respects, a response. It's a response to a problem that needs to be solved and is the activation of one's own imagination and desire to make things better, more efficient, as our world evolves. There were a lot of things that were part of my daily life when I was in middle school that you wouldn't even recognize today. The phone booth, the phone book. We used to listen to music on LPs or long-playing records, played on a record player. Our TVs had 4 channels, and the reception was based on how you positioned the rabbit ear antennas. And if you wanted to change a channel, you had to actually get up, cross the room, and physically turn the dial. Unfathomable. What's a dial? I'll save you from more tokens of my childhood, though I could go on, and remind us all, in case you were expecting me to pine for the good old days, that we always forget the crummy stuff from the past and hang on to the good memories. That's why your parents and grandparents tend to scowl at your progress and handheld gadgetry. They forget they would have snatched them up in a heartbeat were they available for them when they were your age. In the early 19th century, that was in the 1800s, there was a group of textile workers and weavers in England who, in protest of technologies that threatened their livelihood, went about trying to destroy all of it. They were led by a man named Ned Ludd and were referred to as Luddites. This is a term now sometimes used to refer to people who refuse to keep up with the changing world and try to resist progress. But progress is an unstoppable force. Ignoring that is like building a sandcastle at low tide and then trying to preserve it as the tide rises. You will lose, but isn't it fun to try? At Cardigan, we hope that you learn many things. We want you to be kind and respectful. We want you to develop empathy, experiencing the thoughts, feelings, or attitudes of another. And we want you, no, we expect you to push yourselves in the face of a changing world, and by doing so, pushing Cardigan forward, sometimes in the face of resistance. Success requires innovation and discipline. It requires having the imagination to see the big picture and the focus to perceive the small. This seems simple, but it's actually pretty complicated stuff and requires patience and courage, mostly from your teachers, in order to do it right. Those of us in education, your teachers, dorm parents, and coaches, are aware of this special formula and use it to inform all that we do. Boys, did you know how much of what you do here is part of a bigger plan? You might be surprised. Your teachers often serve 2 masters. One, which encourages the creativity and ingenuity in you, their students, all the while knowing that your achievement of success will ultimately topple their known world. But the beauty and brilliance of Cardigan's faculty is that they are riding the wave of progress shoulder to shoulder with you, unafraid and excited to guide you toward the inevitability of a changing world, knowing that you, gentlemen, will play an important role in it. And trying to stop you is like digging a trench between the oncoming ocean and your sandcastle. Perhaps I should end with the imagery that I've just provided of a kid building a sand castle on the beach in summer. I know you're all anxious for summer vacation, and I won't delay that much longer. Before we bring this ceremony to a close, I'd like to take a moment to recognize our faculty. Over the course of this year, I have marveled at this extraordinary group of educators. Their commitment to excellence in all facets of the Cardigan curriculum and experience has been wonderful to behold. I am honored to work for them, and boys, you are lucky to have them as your mentors, teachers, advisors, coaches, dorm parents, all of it. Before you leave, please seek out those adults in this community who have helped you and let them know how much they mean to you. It's a long summer, and I don't want you to miss this chance to show your gratitude. In fact, let's take a moment now to publicly appreciate the efforts of the finest group of teachers in junior boarding school. I'd like to wish all of you an exceptional summer break. Create some memories that you'll relive and rewrite for years to come. Do some good work for someone other than yourself. Make an impact on your community and show them what's inside of you. And finally, be make sure to get outside of you as well. Be outside this summer, not inside with screens and virtual life. Get out of doors and run, frolic, imagine, innovate, create. Have a great summer, boys, and thanks for a terrific year.
In a few moments, we'll be leaving the point, and for most of us, we won't return until September. To the boys who will not be returning, good luck at your next school, and keep in touch. We will miss you. On behalf of the student body, thank you to all of the faculty members and staff who have invested so much time and energy into ensuring we had a great year. Departing faculty, please know you'll be missed. To the returning students, please take a minute to think back to when you first came to the point. Were you homesick? Did you have jet lag? Were you worried about the upcoming school year? Was there a specific person who helped you adapt to Cardigan? Maybe it was a dorm parent, a friend, or a peer. Next year, when you return, reach out to the new students. Remember how you felt when you first arrived here on the point, and be compassionate towards them. Be the person to step up and help out your new Cardigan brothers. I now declare the 2017-2018 school year closed. Have a great summer vacation.